people make you laugh. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. And people make you shout. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun the command of the masses. Oh, yo, yo, Mayegun don't come. Oh, yo, yo. Mayegun diary politico. Oh, yo, yo.
Hello there. Good morning to you, good afternoon to you, and good evening to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Mayardit live. So I know it's been, it's been a while that we sort of dig into the action or activities of the Nigerian politicians. So tonight we are going to have enough time to dwell on this. So thank you for joining me. Share the broadcast. Invite your friends. Invite your not so friendly friends. I've got loads of stuff to share with you tonight. Thank you.
Facebook. I don't read social media anymore. They abuse the hell out of me.
So, good evening to you once again. Good afternoon to you, and then a good morning to you from wherever you are watching from. And this is Mayardit live. Now, I don't know if many of you have seen this clip or heard about it. In the last few months, right, we have been awash. Well, the media has been awash with Tinubu's invalidity, Tinubu's health concern. Some of the things that people believe that are being leveraged upon in order to use him, and for some selfish people to gain access to power, like they did with Bokwari. Now, they have done their best to hide all these, these sicknesses and all of that. But back in the days, in the early stage of this so long charade that they are on, or the journey, we caught Kolu with a wet patch and his bomb. And it was automatically, right, revealed that he probably peed himself. That never repeated itself. But for those who have voiced their concern, especially on Tinubu's, illness and his personal desperation for power at whose loss and gain, those who have voiced their concern in the past, they said, in Africa, it is not uncommon to see sick, very, very sick presidents still in charge of a country. Most of them try to hide their infirmity, right, like their sicknesses. Others are unable to. If you begin to go to some African countries, you will see some sit-tight dictators who have serious health issues, but they still cling on to that power. But I don't think we've ever seen anyone or any leader in Africa that peed himself in public. The first one that gave everybody PTSD was that image of a Kolu with a wet patch. Some said he sat on a wet seat, and some said he peed himself. Wherever it was, a lot have actually come to the open concerning what, the state of a mind, the physical state of Tinubu, his state of mind, even his mental state as well. All of these are, every now and then when we get a hint or a chance of accessing him, it's not hard to tell. But he's never repeated peeing himself or wetting his cloth in public again. But if he become your president, I don't think some of you are ready for something like this. Again, this is not in an attempt to, in a way, ridicule anybody's health issue. Let me explain something to you. One of the blackmail, or let me say one of the blackmailing, statement that they usually make is to try to blackmail you with, the fear of what if you are the one who is also sick? Do you think if you get older, you are not going to face some health challenges and all that stuff? But the difference is this, why you should never be blackmailed by anybody. Whenever you are talking about somebody who is sick, but those around him believe that he is mentally stable enough to lead a country that is already in ruins. So with that, nobody should blackmail you when it comes to health, okay? This is it. They will say, are you God? There are people who are very unwell and they still live longer life. That is not the reason why his health is becoming an issue. And why it should be to you, for all of you. Bokwari is a textbook definition of what a sick, vengeful leader of a country can be. The result of that is what you have in Nigeria today. Now, if you have a chance of being one ahead, nobody should blackmail you with anybody can be sick. If you are sick, the right thing to do is to go and take care of yourself. Do you understand that now? You don't start applying for the number one job of a country that you've already messed up. I mean, it reeks of selfishness, so to say. But nevertheless, you probably would have to learn how to live with something like this. When Kolu become your president, there's this clip of the president of South Sudan. You know something? He's also 71 years old. Kolu is 71 years old. Okay? Now, whatever it is that he's suffering, yeah, which means he can no longer control his bladder. Something that somebody in that state, right, should at least go and take care of himself, but not in Africa, not where they are ready to actually march on the, on the pool of blood of people to attain that power just for the sake of it. South Sudan have been fighting Sudan for years. This guy possibly was the leader of the pro-independent Sudan. Southern Sudan. So South Sudan eventually gained their independence, and this guy became the leader. Now, for years now, right, Southern Sudan has never known real peace, simply because of the supposed clans or the supposed regions that make up the entire new country, South Sudan. Now, he fought through all of that until they came to one peace deal where they said all this part of South Sudan should actually have their own president, or sorry, their own vice president. And then they will be rotating the leadership among themselves for peace. So they've been killing themselves even after getting the independence. So this guy was part of it all through. So he's still the president. He's unwell. He's 71 years old. And in one of the public function that he's participating, they said it was actually the commissioning of a new road, a newly constructed road And this happened. Didn't know. It's a medical condition. They have a name for it. I'm sorry, I can't remember the name. And I bet somebody is going to tell me the name in the comment, and I can tell you. So when you lose the control of your own bladder and all that, it felt the wetness, Abby, while he was there reciting the national anthem of their country. So for somebody like that, he's already sacrificed his youth, his life, fighting for the freedom of South Sudan. But health is no longer, you know, on his side. He's old. But because of his likes all over, you have them in Nigeria too, they would rather die and receive what they call the state burial, or even duplicate their own children to take over. I mean, does he have to get to that for somebody to know that at that point, you should care more about yourself? Because there's no way. Other things being hidden or behind the scene that they are not telling their people. So when you now see somebody in Nigeria call the Bala Blue, Bulu Blah, Blue, and Bala Blue, you know, all that. You can sense all this. Yeah, thank you very much. By the way, somebody just told me the name. Erok. It is called incontinence. The name of that sickness is called incontinence. It can happen to anyone. And according to what I read online, yeah, it can happen to anyone anytime. Do you get that now? It has nothing to do with age. But mostly, it is common among the elderly between the ages of 65 and upward. Do you understand that now? Incontinence. Thank you very much for that. So we haven't seen Tinubu probably shown that again. But what about the trembling? What about the sluggish speech? What about the what do you call it? Senseless and mostly nonsense that he actually, you know, say most of the time. Incoherence in his speech. And then to the point that they said, oh, he's actually speaking in the language of the gods. You see, all of these are obvious. So let me quickly give you one caveat so that you won't have to waste your anger on me yet. Whether you are Lagos, Abobaku, Oshogbo, Alimajiri, humbled slaves, obedient fool, sophisticated moron. Then we now have what this guy said. You know, we used to have the Buharidins, Buharididins, Buharidinotus, and the rest of them. So they now said that we now have the Batidins, Batididins, Batidiots, you know, like on and on like that, yeah? However, don't waste your anger on me, because no matter what I say, there is no likelihood, okay, that it is going to have any effect on your call. I am just like this side conscience who says, would you pretend not to notice this? Would you turn back later in the future and begin to join the crusaders who are going to say, how did we get here? How? God, why? you are currently not campaigning for God. And mine is to show it to you, even though you know. I can show you as well the consequences of that choice, so to say. So Kalu is unwell. Everybody knows. But in Nigeria, where people fight for God and they live their own fight for God, here you get, when they see things, when they see white, if it is going to be much convenient, they would rather be politically correct and call it gray. And no matter what you say, they know it is white, but they will call it gray. It's not because they are stupid. It is because they are typical Nigerian. But that won't change it from white to gray. Okay? So, Kalu was in Kaduna, where, as usual, it was all about Bala, blue. But it nearly caused a serious religious misunderstanding when Kalu got to Kaduna in that state of mind, where everybody knows that his state of mind is completely unstable. They know that somebody that is suffering from an early stage of dementia, of course, showing the symptoms, right? They continue to patch it. But hang on, it will shock you. Some people will say there can never be anything worse than Bukwari. Hello, can you please hold my glass cup? That's exactly what Tinubu will say to you. I mean, you are about to get something that is even worse than Bukwari, and it is good for you to know. So don't act up, don't pretend, just know what you are dipping yourself into. So when the whole thing comes crashing, don't turn around and begin to look for imaginary enemies. This Mayegun is enemy of progress. This Mayegun is enemy of this. This Mayegun is our this or that. So as then they talk director's cut. Before you come back and then begin to lament, when people like us will be saying that, okay, for now, we are telling you, they play, be playing. Kalu is unwell, but it's your choice. You will see it, Mayegun. God will shock you. You will be here when they are going to inaugurate. I say, but again, don't bother wasting your anger. Just listen, and possibly you can understand the content of the poison you are about to swallow. And you won't point fingers later and say, now somebody caused this thing. And now somebody will know they pray for Nigeria well. Now somebody where they wish Nigeria. Nobody is wishing Nigeria evil than the criminals that you are wearing their t-shirts right now, wearing their face cap, wearing different paraphernalia that says you support them. So you should understand the content of the poison you are swallowing. I mean, I would want to know the content of the poison that I'm about to swallow. So let's start with Kalu. The last time he was in Ebonyi, if I'm not mistaken, either Ebonyi or Owerri, right? Or maybe Warri, it no matter. He was making communication about making a down payment for the roasted corn. We are going to start from there before we go to Kaduna, where it's shouted, God is great, you. Kalu was there, and he was like, Asalam, I think he said, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, or something like, or Assalamu alaikum, or something like greeting, Shah, right? Then the next thing, memory done lost. Kalu came back with, in a name of our Lord. He wanted to say our Lord Jesus Christ. For the same people who just said Allahu Akbar just now. But we're going to get to that. But it's not new. This is a fresher.
They spent more than $60 billion. They forget that transmission line is a super highway for generated electricity and power. They could not even make a down payment for a roasted corn for that electricity.
You get that? Now that is the man that is about to continue wherever Bokwari stops. Somebody said, whenever they hear the statement, that statement or that particular thing from Kolu, that I am going to continue from where Bokwari stopped, they kind of feel like it's a direct threat to their life. It's like somebody saying to you, like, I am going to kill you. You know, that kind of thing. Like, I'm going to do this to you. Like a direct threat. When somebody says, I'm going to, or when they say, Bokwari has done so well that we have to continue. Continuity. Some told me, they said, Mayegun, it is like a direct threat. And whenever they hear that, what comes to their mind is, how can they escape from what is coming? How can I escape from what is coming? Do you see why some people prefer to just go with Biafra, prefer to go with a sovereign Yoruba nation, while others prefer to just go with, oh, let us just break the whole thing into pieces. Everybody go, you know what I mean? Because there's so much coming that are indeed direct threats to you, even you supporting them, all of you following them. They are already direct threats to you. APC, Egbekegbe, is, and then PDP, people destroying people. They are direct threat. They are already carrying out direct threat on many, many of you. But if time permits, I could make you understand. Sure you get. So Alaye got to Kaduna as usual. Welcome to Kaduna, Rankade. Say Jagaba, say Tinubu, say this and that. That's not all. At a point, I think he actually felt so good that he was walking, nobody is holding him, nobody was holding him, and he felt cool of himself. And he's, you know, he wanted to, but old age, old body, no fee. I can imagine, sure you get, you know, when you get older and you sometimes want to feel like you could want to try something and then, no, the body is not allowing, I think, I don't know if I still have that, but don't worry. Okay. I think they are like, well, I mean, one another or something, right? That is not Kaduna. That was Mina. That's a different story. Okay. Let's go back to Kaduna. Where Kolu. Yeah. I think I found that clip. Yeah, the clip where it was you know, feeling cool of himself. Like, man, this is it. Welcome to Kaduna. Like that. It wasn't like that suave that much. It was like somebody that said, you know, like wanted to, I don't know. I mean, take a look again, just for a sec. Did you see that? Like, you know I have you know, I have elderly people on Mayegun's diary political. Some of them will be laughing right now or smiling like Mayegun, oh bad dear. Mayegun, oh bad dear, like, you know, all that stuff. Because they get what I'm saying. Like, you know, you get to a point that you just want to feel young again. Like, okay, I want to walk faster, but nah. The body is not going to, you know what I mean? But that was Kolu. That's not just the physical part of it, okay? It's not easy, like old man going from here to here. His age is questionable. His, you know, his medical history is questionable. There's so many things that are just so questionable about him. And nevertheless, he continued to, like, you know, where they pop him. Oh, yeah, Baba, move. Anyway, he got to Kaduna. And it was time for him to talk to the people of Kaduna. He said a lot of things, so possibly pay attention to what he's saying. And then pay attention to how he's saying them. And you probably could learn one of those things. The language of the gods when Kolu speaks.
APC! 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 Kaduna! Kaduna! Ubazani! APC! May Allah bless you. Awuzu billahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of our Lord, the magnificent, the Father of all, the ruler, the greatest, God Almighty, that brought you here to acknowledge our party, to remain loyal to our party. You will never regret it. Inshallah, all those troublemakers, violent kidnappers, killers, all troublemakers who had crossed the security of Kaduna, I assure you, we will eliminate them. Everybody has done a good job. Go around Kaduna, you see how organized, how clean, and it has moved the internally generated revenue up. Now, a leader without a good successor is not a leader. He has given us a young, energetic, and honest boy, Ubasani, to become the next governor of Kaduna State. Am I correct? You vote Ubasani. You vote Ubasani. Now let me now tell you again, every member of our party, no other party, senator, APC, House of Rep, House of Assembly, Council of Self. If you find him there, Chairman, APC. Governor, President, President, Jagaba. God bless you. God will turn this sunny day to a brighter day and bless you and your children. Give you its mercies. You will never regret today. Every one of you, go home with determination.
Oh yeah. Could you tell that he was struggling? Every word that came out of his mouth, they were like coming out like struggling to come out. I mean, sorry, to come out rather. I mean, I couldn't be the only person who saw that, Abby. You did see that, Abby. So you can tell them that this is what you are wishing on yourselves. And that's going to be the Nigeria you are going to have to stay in with your children and begin to turn to prayer warriors. So from what we heard, he's not feeling well. The pressure is there, like, you know, flying from here to here, moving him, driving like 2-3 hours between state and the rest. At the end of the day, by the time they get him to the venue where they want him to be, he's already dazed. Not just tired as an older person, right? But he's already dazed from different medication that he has to like get to use. He has no time to actually rest and then let those medication work on him. He's on the way, on the move, on London. You know what I mean? And I think it was to be in Kaduna where El Rufaya also used him to massage his own personal ego before they now shipped him to Mina in Niger State. Now, dear Kasalakon boss. So it was just like that, you know, like a robot, okay? Not even like a robot. Something like an effigy. You know what an effigy is, eh? You see that thing that they make like a scarecrow. Is that what it's called? Scarecrow or something. You know, that image that you make on your farm, that will appear like a human being. Somebody's, when you are looking at it from far, it will look like somebody is standing very far away. But there's no one there. It's just this scarecrow or something that is in the farm. Yeah. God bless you, Jare. Sacred Socrates. You get what I mean? That's exactly what Bokwari is, an effigy. Sure, you get an effigy, something that is just, it looks like human, but it's not. It doesn't walk, it doesn't talk, it doesn't function like human being. It can't think for itself. They just have to place it anywhere they want to place it. And other people will do the talking. As bad as Bokwari has been, Walai Talai is 100 times better than this Kolu. But again, now waiting I see at the talk. Now una go take una hand, do una self. Don't just think when you do yourselves. You can turn around and say, you see, God has shamed you, my ego. No. Don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. The fact that I have an idea of what this individual stands for and what the end result is going to be, yeah, has helped me to prepare myself ahead of some of you who are already banking on these rogues to make a difference in your life. And I'm saying it ahead of time that even though you want to believe or you have already held on to one of them, it is ideal for you to know the content of the poison you are holding. As for me, you see, now white man be like, you see, fufunene, you know, get mark except the one with the draw inside. I mean, on top arm. Meanwhile, talking about the characters popping up yet, and then the sick people trying to say they want to save the living, the near dead or the dead trying to save the living, like you have in Africa. I mean, you know about Mo. This man is or once was the richest man in Africa. I think he's Mo Ibrahim. His effort to promote democracy, to also promote good governance, and at the same time to also support or promote the responsible governance across Africa. I think he put together $1 million prize award for every leader in Africa that actually delivers on what they promised, okay? And they leave their country in peace enough that they can see the progress they have contributed in their time. They will get that money. And I think since the man started this award about 20 years ago, I think it's only been just 1 or 2 African presidents who have won this award, who have done what they said they would do all over Africa. 2 of them, maybe 1. I don't know. I'm sorry. I don't have the real data, but there are not many. So he was talking about the rogues who continue to make a public office their own Osul office, while the citizens are left to bear the brunt of the failing, dying, old order. He's an old man, but he had this to say about 2 years ago.
Half of our people here are below 20 years old. Yes? Look at the average age of our presidents. It's about 63, 64 years old. We're the only continent in the world where we have presidents at 90 years old starting new terms. I mean, you guys are crazy or what? We've seen people in wheelchairs, you know, unable to raise hands to standing for elections. This is a joke. Yes, you are right to laugh because the whole world is laughing at us. You know, I always say, I mean, you look around you. You look, United States, an economy of $16 trillion. We, all of Africa, are less than $1 trillion. This is a $16 trillion economy, right? The most important country in the world, like it or not. Obama, who happened to be half African anyway, became president when he's 46, 47 years old. He's president. If Obama was in Kenya, what he will be doing now? He will be driving a bus maybe. Yeah? You look, really, and he's not the youngest president. Clinton was younger than him. Clinton became president at 46 years old. Kennedy was 40 years old, 40 odd subsequent years old when he became president. Why these big countries, much bigger than us, entrust their economies, their nuclear weapons, their oil resources to people who are in their 40s? And we only pick up people at 90 years old to lead us. To lead us where? To the grave?
That's the question. Where do you think these people are? Where do you think Bokwari, Tifnumbu, Atifku, who is even older than Tifnumbu? You know Atifku as well. Somehow, the focus is less on him. He himself know well. Atifku self know well. Sure you get. But his own is still manageable enough that he could hide it. Call you own. No, they know if he hide them. That's why they are fighting everybody. Fighting anyone who is asking questions. You are enemy. You are opposition. You are, you know what I mean? We'll deal with you. You are trying to embarrass us. You are trying to black, you know that stuff. They are finding fight everywhere just to make sure that Kolu is never held responsible. Even when he came to London, they were asking him questions. He was throwing the questions to the people who came with him. He's the one who wants to be president to others are. So where do you think they are taking you? They are taking you to what? To where? To your grave. People who want see people who are sure of what they are offering you. They will speak themselves. they will speak clearly. Do you understand? This one not even talk anything with their motivational. Nothing to motivate you except the 1,000 they gave to people the way they scream, hey, yeah, hey, yeah. In the name of our Lord Jesus, after Baba now, come on. You know what they said? They said there are Muslims in Kaduna, there are Christians in Kaduna. So what if Tinubu was trying to do is to greet the Muslim and to greet the Christian and join them together. I say, tinyitita. On top of how much they are giving you, you are leading yourselves to the grave. So if you are happy to lead yourself to the grave, fine. Just don't try to make it look like you want to hurt my Gamayegun. I'm waiting for the day they will declare Tinubu the president. I am going to go and laugh at him. You better start crying for yourselves. Because majority of you are going to end up either trying to cross the Sahara Desert, like the people who have been trying under Bukwari, trying to cross the Sahara Desert, or put yourself on some dinghy boats all over Europe to escape from Nigeria. You have no idea. Some of you don't. Along. Or you just stay back, and just wait. Wait it out and see if you are going to survive them too. Maybe you survive Bukwari, you believe you can survive anything, Abi? It's up to you. Now, the clown, the court jester, and the rest of them, they were on their own, on the march. So they were caught somewhere in Anambra. Atifku, Dino Keneri Melaye was there. Can we just take a tour to Anambra, where Atifku, or where Soludo, hosted Atifku today? What did they say? What were the charts? There's something I picked out of that. Again, in the carriage of deceit, which these guys represent, dishonesty, misrepresentation, and then intentional manipulation. So they went there, they said, listen, Okowa is an Igbo man. Atifku is a Fulani man. Immediately after Atifku, Okowa as an Igbo man is the easiest access of the Igbo people to become president of Nigeria, even though I am not very old. Ladies and gentlemen, I have been reading from different political era since 1999, where when it comes to the Eastern Nigeria, almost everybody have a card they play. Just tell them, we will make you the next one. You are going to be the, that stuff, Abi? Well. They didn't leave that out today. First, the women were there to give Atifku and now a taste of Anambra hospitality, they will say.
Article for good governance, national articulated movement, coalition of Saudi advocates, Article solution, G40 Patriotic Youth Alliance, USA Prosperity, Article Cover, Article Nuclear, Article Classic Mobilization Alliance, led by its director, Ajia Farida Umar, and the United Friends for Article, also represented here by Honorable Uche Chuke.
People shout plenty, but he made a stop first, and that was to see Soludo. I believe I have the right clip. It should be this one.
I said you can see. All right, fine. Wait, because you are getting your one time.
So now let's go listen to them. What are the things they shared or said? The lies they have repeated, some of them that they will forget immediately they leave that same position, that same saying. People want them to be lied to anyway. I mean, just give us something before you go. And it seems that Tifku have something to say too. So let's go back in there, especially when Atifku had to address, you know, tell them why he's in Anambra. So maybe we can also pick one or two things from that too. Dino will be the one, you know, as usual, the Canary Dino is going to be the one to open the floor. Take a look.
Sir, the national chairman of our party said the governor of Anambra State is a returnee. So the day he's returning, we will sing, "Oh my home, oh my home." Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, let's listen to the golden voice of the reformer, of the unifier, of the amplifier, of the mobilizer, of the magnifier, Atiku Abubakar.
Thank you very much. Your Excellency, Governor Charles Shaludo, Your Excellencies, Governors here present, our dear Chairman, distinguished ladies and gentlemen. Many people may be wondering, why would I pay a visit to an Abga governor in Anambra State? I just want to make it very, very clear, you know, that my relationship with Governor Soludo and many other people as well from this part of the country is beyond parties and politics. Our relationship are born out of sense of patriotism and also a commitment to undertake reforms in our economy and also in our country. And these objectives are beyond party politics. I think there should be a consensus on how we move forward as far as the challenges of this country are concerned. So I want to say that Governor Charles Soludo is a partner in that respect, and therefore it is my singular privilege and honor that he's receiving me, you know, in the government house today. And I think that is the kind of politics we should aim to achieve in this country. In spite of our party differences, there should be some national core values that we should all agree to implement if we have the opportunity to do so. So Governor Soludo, on behalf of my entourage, I want to thank you very much indeed for going beyond party differences to accord us this opportunity to pay you the courtesy call. You didn't shut your gates against us. You welcome us very, very warmly and brotherly as well. And we want to assure you that we are all partners in our reform agenda as far as this country is concerned. So let me thank you very much indeed. You personally told me when we spoke yesterday you were not in Anambra and you had to find your way back to Anambra so that you can give us the opportunity to pay you this courtesy call. We really appreciate that, and we thank you very much, you know, for that opportunity. So God.
Okay. So it was about thanking him. And then Soludo probably used the opportunity to also sell himself. And just like he wrote a scathing, what do you call it? Criticism